planned on playing every instrument in the orchestra, having them all play in this piece, because I grew up with the New York Philharmonic. My father was the concertmaster of the Philharmonic ever since I was a little boy. So I wanted everybody to play, so that's why the orchestra is so full. And everybody has a little solo at one time or another to do too. And I based the three movements on three different things. The first movement is called cadenzas. And a cadenza is usually unaccompanied, but in this case it's not. It's accompanied by brass and percussion, knocks, and all sorts of stuff. And it's very, very fast and very wild. And the first one is very quiet, the first quiet cadenza. Then there's an interlude, and then there's a second cadenza, Corona Solis, the Corona of the Sun, which has all the material from the original cadenza, now really big and wild, with all the various players playing with the solo clarinet. It's a monumental achievement for the clarinetist to play this piece, and you have a wonderful clarinetist here who's going to do it tonight. The second movement is an elegy in memory of my father. He died in 1975, 2 years before this concerto was premiered. And he had always been the concertmaster of this orchestra in my memory. So it's a very sad elegy. And also there's a dialogue with the solo clarinet and the concertmaster, which was my father in those days. So I wanted him to have his voice speak during that. And the third movement is very theatrical because Leonard Bernstein was the conductor. Natural for me to think of what I can do wildly big and Leonard Bernsteinish. And so it's called, it's a toccata, antiphonal toccata. Antiphonal means there are players around the hall. Those two trumpets at Gabriella's piece will be back, but also 5 French horns and 2 clarinets all around you. Now this is supposed to be in the 2,400 seat concert hall, so you may find some people rather close to you doing it. And it starts out with a big, slow beginning, and what you see in the beginning, if you listen and look, is I start a note at the bottom of the bass of the cello, and it travels back and across and across and across this way. And that's the beginning of the antiphonal music, the music of space. And there's a 4 measures from a piece by Giovanni Gabrielli, Sonata for Piano A Forte, which was the first piece ever to use dynamics in music. And I took 4 notes and chords and built a piece that begins in the double basses and later gets played by the trombone choir and later gets played by the solo clarinet. After a big climax, you will hear the French horns around you, and then the antiphonal stuff begins. And it gets wilder and wilder and builds more and more until the Gabrielli at the very end is played in full force, and it ends with a high shriek from the soloist. This is a marvelous group. I was here when they did my symphony, and it's a really wonderful, wonderful organization, marvelous, magnificent, and Eric is fantastic. So I'm going to sit down and have to